What's up, everyone? All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to break down the trades from this morning. Today, day after market holiday, volume a little lighter, and it was a little slower. It kind of reminded me of Black Friday from last month, and I actually ended up having a red day on Black Friday. It was, I started November with a red day on the first day, and I finished November with a red day on the last day. So I was a little worried about the risk of today also being a red day because of lighter volume. And even for me, when my alarm went off this morning, I typically wake up before my alarm goes off. That wasn't the case today. So I was like, oh, I'm tired. Yesterday was a big day, holiday, lots of family, lots of stuff going on. And so I was almost like, oh gosh. I checked the scanners on my phone, and first thing I saw was we had a Chinese stock up 200%. And I was like, all right, well, we did have a big move on Christmas Eve on Tuesday, BAOS. Chinese stock, no news, like 800% squeeze. So I should probably get over to my office and start looking for trades. And that was the stock that I did the best on. So we'll look at my P&L here for today. Sitting right now at $5,876.22. Green on MGIH, that was the biggest winner for me. That was the stock I did the best on. Small winners on these other two stocks, ZCAR and Hour. Small loss on ADD and bigger loss on PDYN, which is a little annoying because now it's squeezing higher. This one I traded it pre-market and I got caught in the chop. So, we'll go over each of these 5 stocks that I traded. Someone asked me a question the other day in the YouTube comments, Ross, how many positions do you usually have open at once? And the answer is 1, typically. 99% of the time, I only have 1 trade that I'm in at any given time. So this all stems back from when I was learning how to trade, and the beginning of my learning curve, at the beginning of my career, I didn't have enough money to take multiple trades at once. Now, I guess that kind of depends on how you think of it. If I was just taking like 10 shares or something like that, small size, I probably could have taken 10 different positions at the same time. And I have heard of some people doing that, kind of almost like, I don't know the way what you describe it as, but like buying like 10 stocks, and then as soon as their P&L is over a certain amount, just selling all of them. But that never really made sense to me. And I learned to trade during a time when you were paying $5 to $10 per trade in commissions. It was totally different when I was getting started than it is today. So you really had to think about, if I take 10 trades, I'm gonna have $100 in commissions. Well, 10 buys, 10 exits, that's $200 in commissions at $10 a trade. So you had to be a little bit more careful. And so the way I approached it in those days was basically to take 1 trade and to use all of my available buying power on that 1 trade. Now, some people would say, Ross, that's putting all your eggs in one basket. That's taking a lot of risk on your account. You're not wrong. It is taking a lot of risk. However, I'm never risking my entire account because I now own a stock listed on the New York Stock Exchange, listed on NASDAQ, of value, and I can turn around and sell it. So really my risk is the difference between my entry price and the price that I've established is my max loss on a trade. So anyways, today was no different. I took 1 trade at a time, kind of making my way through the tickers that were on the top of the scanner. So first stock that I traded this morning, I sat down, just before 7 a.m. I was sitting down. I was actually having a little issue with my computer this morning. It didn't like taking the day off yesterday. So when I came back, my camera wasn't working for my broadcast. And I was like, what is going on here? This is very strange. Anyway, so I was kind of fiddling around with that for a minute. But then first trade was on ADD. So ADD squeezes up. I jump in it and immediately lose $1,500. Not a great start to the day. So let's look at this chart. I actually thought today was going to be a red day recap. I was like, oh boy, here we go. So first trade was a long at $5. Where did I get in? Right here. That was not bad. And you know what? I don't know why I didn't sell right here when I was up. I didn't. I was in at 5. It went up to 520 or 518. That's not a big profit. I mean, it would have been fine. I should have taken it in hindsight. But I kind of held, and I think the reason in part was that I was looking at this level right here on the 5-minute chart, and well, we could see it on any time frame. It's just, I was looking at the resistance here at 517, and I thought that if we broke it, and that we had a good chance of breaking it given the high volume that was coming in right at 7 a.m., that we would squeeze right up to this level here of 560. So that was my target. I was being a little bit more aggressive. Ended up stopping out at about 485, 10,000 shares. I think it was 10,000. I lost 1,500 bucks. All right. So not great, especially since I was green on it and I could have just taken the profit off the table, but I didn't. So turned a winner into a loser. And that actually speaks to the fact that traders who take profit very quickly will have higher levels of accuracy, but their average winners are usually smaller. I like having higher levels of accuracy and accepting the winners being smaller because it usually gives me more confidence. First trade's a winner. Now I'm feeling good. Let's look for the second trade. But today I was being a little too aggressive and turned that winner into a loser. So that was my first trade of the day, down 1,500 bucks. All right, second trade of the day. So now we're looking at the second trade, and that was MGIH. So I didn't take another trade for a few minutes. This was about 7:30 that I took this trade, and it was right here as we started to squeeze up, and I actually got in this at about 419. I got in it a little bit high, but we got a nice squeeze there up to 440 and just under 450. And so right there on that first trade, I made, it was $3,000 because I went from red 1,500 to green 1,800. So I was like, nice. All right, good. 3,200 bucks, whatever. 3,300. So that was my second trade of the day. But it was, staying green did not last long for me. I ended up adding back on MGIH at about 845. So fast forward here to 845. Where are we? It's right here. So I added back right here, and that did not work. So took a loss on that and gave back half the profit I had made. So I went back to flat on the day. So now I'm flat on the day. Gosh darn it. And then a minute later, 2 minutes later, I jump in PDYN. So now PDYN, this is a stock with a 16 million share float. It is up like 80% right now. I mean, it's a big momentum name. Well, actually 60% right now. But when I got in it, it became choppy pretty darn fast. So I got in this for the break of 7, and that was, let's see, it was right in this area. So I got in just under 7 right here. Goes up to 7. I take profit. I'm up a couple $100. It's not even a big winner. I get back in right here and catch that flush, and I'm down $3,200 on the stock. Ugh. So that was really annoying. This thing was just choppy, and it kept kind of doing this chop all morning. So finally pulled away a little bit here, but anyways, so got myself in the red on PDYN. And then got a quick little scalp on Z-Car. This one, kind of popped up. Nothing super exciting. A small little trade on Hour. That one started to pop up. BAOS I had on watch, BAOS. But that one didn't end up really popping up. They weren't great setups. They were kind of B quality setups. And I came back to MGIH because I said, this is the most obvious stock today. It's up the most. It's similar to BAOS from Tuesday. It meets the profile. And so I got back in it. And I got back in it at 436 right here. And it squeezes up to a halt right there. Halts up, opens, dips, rips. I get another trade in it in this area. And then I was done. I didn't take any more trades. I was able to avoid that candle. Now, I avoided that candle mostly because today I went from, started the day at 0, went down $1,500, went up to $1,800 in the green, then down to about 4,400 in the red, close to max loss. That's not great. And then rallied from 4,400 in the red back to flat, and then at the open went from basically, up like 300 on the day to up 5,000. And I was like, be grateful. Don't overstay your welcome. You're running out of time. You make another mistake, you go down 5,000 again, you're not gonna have time to recoup it. So now your window's closing, just be grateful you got back to green and don't push it. And so that was the way I approached it. So we'll look at this, we'll get kind of dialed in on these trades on MGIH, because these ones are kind of interesting because we had this halt, there was a halt right there. Now, before I do that, let me remind you guys that we've got our New Year sale going on right now at Warrior Trading. Discounts on your Warrior Starter membership, your Warrior Pro membership, and our special Warrior Pro bundle. The Warrior Pro bundle includes a year of access to my live audio video broadcast and my chat room. It includes 90 days of access to a trading simulator so you can practice the strategies you're learning in a safe environment. That simulator gives you level 2 data, it gives you hotkeys, and it's actually the same software that you can use with real money at a number of different brokers. We license that software for you guys to use so you can be training in the same platform you can use with real money. And then you'll also have 90 days of access to this platform right here, Day Trade Dash, which is where you'll see my scanners, my charts, and you'll have your own access to the scanners, charts, and newsfeed. All right, so I hope you guys check out our specials that we've got going on right now. And a reminder, the Warrior Pro Special Bundle includes a 7-day money-back guarantee. So you guys can get in there, you can test it out, and see if it's a good fit for you. Okay, so now back to MGIH. So this one, at the open, so I kind of took a couple stabs at it. And the thing that was interesting, if we look on the 5-minute chart, was that we had this descending resistance level right here. I took a trade right here. I thought we were going to break it, and then we kind of stalled out. But we also had this kind of flat bottom support right up in here, this blue line, sort of holding. And then right into the open, we're right around VWAP, and all of a sudden we curl. Now, that's what I was looking to have happen right here. I was looking for the break through this descending resistance line in the squeeze, and I thought it looked like it was going to happen there, and then it just sort of didn't. So the way I traded this was I took a bunch of stabs on it, or at it. So I kept jumping in and then having to get out, jumping in, having to get out, and that contributed to some of the losses that I took this morning. But finally here it pulls away. So I added right here on this candle, and it goes up to 42. Right, nice, dips back down, and then I added back here, and it goes all the way up to 70, and I tried to add right there, and my order got skipped, which is such a shame. So that means the market jumped above the top of my limit price, and I didn't get any shares filled. So did not get any shares filled on that micro pullback right there. It goes up to 510, up to 530, and I'm in the haul. I'm still holding a position, but I wasn't able to double the position the way I wanted to, which is a shame. And then on resumption, we squeeze up right here. We pull back, and I bought the dip down here. It bounces up. It pulls back again, and I bought the dip right here at about 638, and it squeezes up to what ended up being the high, which was just about 685. And I thought, it still looks interesting. Let's see what happens. And then that bigger flush there, I was like, okay, I'm not liking that. Volume was sort of declining. And then it came up for this sort of jackknife move. And at this point, I was like, just size down, if anything, if you're going to take any more trades, but maybe it's better just to walk away. And I did. I said, that's enough for me. I've got my daily goal. And in fact, when I was in the red, I sort of said to myself, if you get yourself back to green today, just walk away. Because on Tuesday, I went from down in the red all the way back to flat, and then I went back to max loss. And I was like, why didn't you just walk away when you were green? That was you had a chance to walk away and just do it again try again tomorrow, and you screwed that up. So I fortunately was able to recover and finish Wednesday or Tuesday in the green, but it wasn't super clean. So yeah, so this is kind of right now, just pretty steady green days here. Today's going to be one of the smaller green days that I've had, actually since November or December 9th. So, it's a smaller green day for me, all things considered, but I can't complain. This is a solid, look, it's a green day and I'm above my daily goal. So I've only actually been below my daily goal one day this whole month. Just one day. So that's great. That's really terrific. So the market's been really cooperating, which is wonderful. And now we've got 3 days left in the year. We've got Friday, and then we've got Monday and Tuesday, and then that's it. 2024 is in the books. So we got to start thinking about the game plan for 2025. All right, so start thinking about that, and I will see you guys back at it. I'll be live streaming bright and early tomorrow morning for members at Warrior Trading. So I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. And for those of you guys tuning in on YouTube, thank you guys for listening and hopefully subscribing to the channel. And I'll remind you as always that trading is risky and my results aren't typical. So please manage your risk, take it slow, and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. All right, I'll see you guys for the next upload real soon.